Hello, fellow robots out there in internet land. I am Silvertron, and welcome to the next episode of Titancraft here on Tangotech's Patreon server. If you guys are interested in joining me here on this server, there is a link down in the description for Tangotech's Patreon page. So guys, we're at our fortress, and we have been doing a lot of work out here as of late. The only area we have left is this one little corner above a ton of lava. Everything else completely dug out. I mean, except below the lava, which we will get to in the future, but we really just wanted to clear out this top portion first. So yeah, I went to the shop this morning, logged in, and somebody bought all of our wither skulls. So I had to come over here and get some more. I've got 20 or 21 charged creepers at our little creeper coaster, and I've already sent in 10 wither skeletons that I put a name on, and there's a few more I'm going to grab right now. So I'm going to get as many as possible. I don't have as many charged creepers as I would like, so I might have to kill a couple of these guys manually. But once we do all that and I restock the shop, there is something I want to work on, actually, on the creeper coaster. One thing we noticed is if we have two of us online at any given time, we don't need to name these guys at all. It's kind of a wasted effort. We can just have one person over here, one person on the other side, and just pull them through. So what that's led me to want to do is to modify the creeper coaster and be able to store a few more creepers in preparation for a thunderstorm. So I want to kind of double that. I want to increase that size of that tank to get many, many more creepers as opposed to storing with a skeleton at end. So I'm going to do all this. I'm going to get the last few. I think I need 8 more now. 8 more with a skeleton over there. And then I want to do that. I want to absolutely double the size, and I'll show you what I mean. I think it'll be fairly easy. I've got the kind of the redstone-y bits ideas in my brain. I just haven't actually worked them out yet. So I'm gonna do all this, and then we'll be back over there, and I'll show you what I mean. So our shop is now fully stocked again with wither skulls, and we even had a few more sitting here. I didn't know that these were here, otherwise I wouldn't have, grabbed this many of them. But anyway, I just did a little quick test because there was one thing I was concerned about. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially mirror this design. I am going to need to move this water stream over a block, and the iron golem is going to end up going right here, and then we're going to have another tank right here. So we need to rebuild this little unloading contraption, and I wanted to see what would happen when I powered this rail right here. Let me jump. There we go. So right now, because I've connected up these rails, this is off. There's no power coming to it. And that should still work just fine. The minecart will come up this track, it'll loop around again, and there'll be an unloading station here. And then it'll keep on going that way. And then when I power it, it'll just do it that way. So what I can do is hook this up to a little lever with a little bit more redstone dust and things. And what I first want to do is have it unpowered, and they will go around, fill up that tank, and then I can flip the lever again, and it'll just go into the old tank. And it should work, honestly, perfectly. I couldn't have expected a better result. I was really concerned about rail directionality and all that craziness, because I don't fully understand it. But this should only take me 10, 15 minutes at most. But our iron golem friend is going to have to die, because I'm not going to try to move him. I'm just going to make a new one, because that would be a little bit annoying. I think I have everything I need here. Glass was the thing I was concerned about, but it looks like I've got it all. So this is going to be great. Honestly, this should go really, really quickly. And I built this wrong already. Look at that. Bam. Glass goes there. Way to go, Sober. Way to go. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes, because this, honestly, going to be a really, really quick and easy project that I'm super excited about. So I've got all the new bits of this place hooked up, and I've been waiting for a little while because I needed 2 creepers to show you guys. Hopefully it works. I haven't tested this yet because, yeah, creepers were not spawning for me. So what I've done is I've mirrored the tank, so now you have 2 of these water streams, and both groups of creepers will clump up right there in those corners. Then when a thunderstorm comes, I created this little pocket right here that I can access the iron golem with. Now, one thing we do is we put the iron golem out because he's on fire, and what I did was I added in a dropper at his feet. So if I hit this button, water pops out, puts the fire out, and then I can hit it again, and the water goes back away. So that's fantastic. I had to add in a second redstone torch up there to keep one of these rails powered. What was happening was every time if a creeper, whenever this tripwire was going off, it was causing this block to power and this track to realign, so it would actually end up going this way, and it was being really weird. But that one little redstone torch absolutely now has that track locked in place. So I've already named our first creeper here. Let me grab some more name tags. He's named, so well, I'm not even sure which direction this is facing right now. Let me look again. So yeah, it should go back into this back tank. So if I hit this button, he should end up back there. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully he does. And then the minecart will just end up where it is again. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So now I just have to name the second creeper. If I flip this lever, it should realign that that track. So let's take a look, make sure it's all working. Yep, that's all realigned now. Let's give him a quick name and hit the button. Fingers crossed this all works out really well, and I'm going to be super excited if it does. Oh my god, success. Oh my god. I can't believe... Oh, I'm so happy. Like, I literally... That one redstone torch was the only thing I really didn't plan for. Now, there is one drawback with this. I can still only fit 25 creepers in here at a time. So once these tanks are full, I can only release them into the system one at a time. And I had to put this lever back here to open that trapdoor. I'm sure I could route some redstone, but it's not that big a deal. It's literally go back there once, flip it, wait for them to spill out, flip it again to make sure it's closed, and everything works. I'm super excited about all this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hopefully the trident fits through there. It should, though. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's time to move on to our next project of the day. And I need to get some stuff ready, so let me head back to base. I have a lot of materials to gather, and then we will talk about this other endeavor I wish to partake in. So I've arrived back in our base area, and I love this flight in. It's gonna be sad when it's gone, when the mountain's here, but you know it's gonna have to end up happening soon. So we'll have to build some kind of grand entrance. But I'm super happy with the way this turned out in the last episode. Every time I look at it, I just get like goosebumps. It's great. But we're not going to be working at the base today. We're going to be just to the northwest. There's this thing I found earlier on in the season, like probably day 1 or 2. That's actually going to benefit us greatly. I was looking at the ARKs and realizing, like, seeing what I could add to them, you know, those Did You Die boxes, and I realized Totems of Undying would be a cool addition. And that's what that pillager outpost is going to be used for. I'm going to build a raid farm today using this outpost that is super, super close to our base. Right there. And I'm going to put it right here. I do have a neighbor right here to the north of me. You can see there's my claim there, and this is his claim. So I'm going to put it right here. And because it's so close to his place, I asked him if he would mind if I did, and he said no, not a problem. And I went even further. So this is BLK Hellfire's place, and he has a cool little mushroom kingdom he's working on. Let me get it to load in. And this center mushroom, he just added this a couple days ago, and I think it looks so amazing with all of those block variations in there. I really hope he does something similar with all these other mushrooms, because I think it would look really cool. Maybe adding in some concretes there and some kelp blocks even there. You know, I think that thing looks so good. If he could do it with these other ones, this place would look amazing. More amazing. But yeah, let's talk about this raid farm. So the raid farm I'm going to build was designed by a member of the server, Light Horizon. He has his own YouTube channel, and he's actually built this already in one of his episodes. So I'll leave a link down into the description with his episode on that. It's really cool, really easy to build, not a whole lot, but the one thing I want to do before I get started on that is I want to condition this land a little bit, specifically this outpost here. There's a lot of trees around that I want to get rid of because I don't want to go searching for pillagers. I want to be able to see them right away. And then that mountain right there behind it needs to go. I can't remember the exact dimensions around a pillager outpost because I've never built one of these before, so I only really remember when they were first introduced, and that means I don't remember because this was several years ago now. So I need to get rid of all of these trees, I need to level the land out, and I need to move away from this area before I get shot in the face. But yeah, I have to do a lot here, and I have to do a little bit over here where I want to build the raid farm itself. There's a lot of trees there, and I might have to flatten things out and even cover some of that land up with water, or like tear it out and let the water flow in. So I have a couple, many hours ahead of me. Hey bees, I didn't know you were over here. What's going on, guys? Where's your beehive? I don't have bees. I need to get that. I want to tear out all that land, tear out all those trees too. So I have a few hours of work ahead of me. Hopefully, Cash logs in soon and can help me out a bit because I would greatly appreciate the help. But yeah, I'll be back in several hours once I get this land a little bit better. Gonna need a beacon, it looks like. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Getting this outpost conditioned for maximum, rates so I can find the guy easy and all that took a little while. It took me longer than I expected. I think I had to repair my shovel 2 or 3 times, and it's still taking a beating. I'm gonna have to repair it again soon. But yeah, it's gonna make things very easy now to find the captain. The weird thing though is the bounding box of this thing. I had to look it up because I didn't really know how big I needed to make this. The outpost itself is an odd structure. So by odd, I mean it's got one central block in the middle, as opposed to an even structure which is centered on a 2x2. But the bounding box itself is even. It goes 74 wide and 74 across, and then it's 54 from top to bottom, and I'm pretty sure it's centered on this top floor here. And I don't know why Mojang would design it this way, an even bounding box around an odd structure. In my brain, it makes no sense. Yeah, it's just weird. I didn't go as far out as I would have liked though, because this kind of is our mountain here. It's probably going to go further back, but I didn't want to mess with any of this landscape here like I did over here. Now, in the future, I think I'm going to have Cash come over and terraform this a bit, because it looks a little ugly right now, and I don't want it to, so yeah, and I suck at terraforming. That's Cash's department. But this is all done now. I can, easily find the captain when they spawn. I also dug out all the little island that was over here. Not really an island, like little land peninsula thing. Yeah, that's all gone now. So I don't have to worry about the raid spawning beneath me. And I also have bees. There were bees floating around. I think you saw a couple of them over there too. I decided to get a couple because I don't have any, and I might make a bee farm near here because why not? I'm gonna be here a little bit, so might as well take advantage of that. But I have built a lot of the initial structure to this raid farm, so let me try to explain a bit. Like I said though earlier, I didn't design this, and I'm very new to raid farm, so hopefully I get everything right. So there's two little chambers down there. In the bottom one, 3 villagers are going to go in there, and they've got beds and their workstation and everything. There's going to be another villager in this little glass house as well, and that's just to extend the village up. And then up top is where the raid actually happens. So one thing I didn't know, and I actually had to look this up as well, is how raids spawn in villages. They tend to, not tend to, they absolutely do, will find the center of the village, and they will spawn only to the southeast, which is weird. Or they like to, I'm not sure, yeah, they southeast, something with southeast. So the raid farm itself has to be aligned in this particular way. So we've got south that way, north is that way. So this is where our raid is going to spawn in at. But once it spawns in, one of the pillagers will hopefully hit a tripwire hook that's going to go across here, right above the water right here. And that's going to trigger everything. There's going to be a whole spaghetti mess of redstone over here that's going to trigger a flying machine that will push them all out, and eventually they will drop into our little 2x1 drop chute. Now, Ravagers are an issue, so there's going to be like a lava blade right here, and that's going to kill all of them, and hopefully nothing else, because we want be able to player kill everything else. But they will all fall down that way, and then where I'm going to stand, or any player will stand, is in this little chamber over here. Right here. Get in here. Flip the lever. That way we're boxed in. Nothing can happen to us, and we can just swing our sword and get all the delicious bits. I do have some sorters set up with, filters in the back, but I don't have all the items yet. I'm trying to think. I know emeralds are going to be an item. And then all the witch drops as well, so I got to figure out what's going to go where. But eventually we're also going to have like a big cascading overflow system, and that's how I can get things like crossbows and totems of undying, which is really what I'm after here. Because those things can't stack, so we can't filter them out. So I got to do some auto-destruction stuff as well, that way I can get rid of stuff that I don't want. I'm not a big fan of crossbows, so probably just going to junk all of them. Perhaps I'll get a grindstone and disenchant them as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's lots still to do. But I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully this farm is done. I can show you guys it in its infinite glory, and then maybe we can get a raid happening on camera, because I haven't gotten Hero of the Village yet, and I would love to do that. After neglecting to place a few redstone components, I finally have this whole thing working. I'm not going to trigger it on camera simply because it takes a little while to actually do its thing, with TPS being as low as it is. So I'll just explain it to you guys. So the pillagers are going to hit our string here, which I have a resource pack that turns it red for easy placement. So it's going to hit the string. Redstone signal is going to travel through this. It'll go through the cash just flew into me. It'll go through the comparator clock, ultimately depowering that torch and launching our flying machine. Now the signal is going to loop back underneath, and ultimately it's going to end up here. And these repeaters will power those blocks, and then the little fence gates are on the other side of that, and it'll allow the pillagers to drop down. They won't die from fall damage. There is some water blocks that are going to slow them down. Cash is looking intently at me. Um, so the signal will also trigger this other little piston here, which has some slime blocks behind that terracotta. And these trapdoors are here so that the Ravengers don't fall into the water stream so that they burn in lava. But occasionally you'll get a pillager that also ends up on them. So this just allows them to fall down into the water stream. I would try to go do a raid right now at our outpost. However, no villagers. They have yet to be moved, and they have to move a very, very long way. You can see in the distance in BLK's village, he's got his little breeder, and there are a couple villagers waiting for me over here. And I have to move them from here up there. It's going to take a while. I have to lay down a ton of rails, and probably, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I can either just track them up, which I might do, or bubble baiter them up. Decisions. I don't know. Cash is here, though, so she'll help me in either regard, because that's what friends are for. So I'll be back once I get all the villagers in place. Maybe we can hopefully do a raid. And then the only thing left is really just to finish up the room down there, and yeah, then we're good. So I'll be back in a while after I move all those villagers very, very long distance. The last step is now complete. Villagers are in place, and I've been standing over here on our outpost waiting for this guy. You are our test subject number 1. I did test the machines multiple times again just to make sure everything was working before I did this. So let's just take care of this guy. Can you die? There we go. Bad omen acquired. Let's do this. This is gonna be fun. I don't think I've ever even used a raid farm before, like even ones that other people have built. So hopefully this thing will kick off. I don't know. It's all surprises for me. Do I have to be down there closer? We're learning on the fly here, guys, because I have no idea whatsoever. The server TPS is a little rough right now, so it might take a second. I might have to fly down there. Don't know. Let's try that out. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Rockets, stop, please. Please stop. Thank you. Okay, now all we gotta do is get inside our little hidey hole, pull the lever. You can see how long the raid, it just takes forever for it to tick back up. So we'll just wait and see. Hopefully all the dudes will fall down the hole. Oh, fingers crossed. Absolutely. I did remove the filters. Oop, that's a good sign. I did remove the filters out of our storage right now, because I just want everything to flow into one chest. That way I can get the items to put in the filter. Come on, please, please, please. Can I get out of here? Are you even up there? Are you on the ground somewhere? Maybe? Maybe I just gotta wait for them to wander? I don't see anything happening up there. This is not a good sign, though. Do I risk flying? I'm gonna fly up there. Let's see. Okay, this is not good. Oh, did I leave the raid area? What the heck just happened? Okay. Okay. Something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong here. Found the raid, guys. Cash is actually down there right now dealing with it. It looks like they're capable of spawning on this little piece of land right here. So I have to do something about that. So I'm going to take care of this raid with Cash, and then hopefully we can fix this, because this is going to be very upsetting if this isn't going to work. So I'll be back in a bit. So it turns out I should have probably built this thing over an ocean. There just wasn't one all that close by, and I thought the little lake, which is now a much bigger lake with waterfalls all around it, is what this thing has become. Yeah, so me and Cash had to tear out a lot more of the land. There was a lot of land over here we tore out. We tried getting them to spawn better, but yeah, ultimately, we were gonna carpet things up, and then we just said, no, let's just flood it. So we laid down a ton of water buckets, and there's a couple more spots looks like I missed. But that's fine, because it's been working. It's been working great. I've been doing this for a little bit. Uh, all the things are filling up. Um, I did talk to Light though. I talked to Light Horizon, who designed this farm, and he explained it to me a bit better. So one cool thing is you can see I have Bad Omen right now, and it doesn't trigger until I hop down here. Boom, raid triggered. And what he told me is that the game is essentially being tricked. Um, the waves of pillagers all come in at once because it thinks it was like a failed attempt or something, and craziness is about to happen right now, guys. Now that we're gonna get this correct this time. You'll see it in a moment. It is super cool just how many mobs you're about to see up there in that water stream. You'll see an initial wave, and that's just because they're all popping off. Their uh, collision boxes are essentially hitting each other. So you can hear the horn going off multiple times. And that's just the waves just keep on coming. So this is the initial wave, and what's going to happen now is the flying machine has been activated. The redstone signal's activated. But once that flying machine starts pushing the mobs, it just gets flooded. And they start actually entity cramming up there because there's just so many of them. It's glorious. There's so much happening right now. You can see that massive wave that just happened. All the mobs entering the water stream. It's fantastic. This thing is super nuts. I did have a crazy amount of levels a moment ago, but I just used them all to enchant up some bows because our shop was out. So now all we gotta wait for is for them in the fall. Now some of them, because they are taking damage up top, are gonna get slatted right here, which is fine, no big deal. I'm still getting a decent amount of other things, you know. But what I still need to finish is actually this room up right here. So I'm gonna take care of this wave after wave of many villagers, which should be coming down any second. And then I'm gonna finish up this room. I'm thinking I wanted some overflow storage of some kind. Come on, I want to see this thing happen on camera again. The sheer mass falling to their death is glorious. But I think I want some kind of overflow storage in here, just so that I can load up all the excess things that I can't stack, the potions, the totems, all that stuff. Here they come, and down they go. Oh my gosh, it's great. Here we go. So many mobs. It's glorious. I love it. And as long as we kill a captain, the raid will just keep on going. Which kind of is one of the drawbacks, I think, of this farm, is you can't really control how often it happens. Sometimes you'll get a captain, sometimes the entity crams up top, and you have to go back to the outpost and do it again. But there goes the raid again. It's great. It's fantastic. I have a lot of work to do here, though, so I'm going to shut up. I'm going to finish this raid, and then I'm going to, polish this place off, and we'll call it job done after many hours of figuring all that out. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Time to wrap things up here, guys. Yeah, nothing fancy here. This is absolutely not meant to be in any way pretty. It's a very ugly farm, which is fine. Ugly farms work well too. But I just needed some kind of storage in here to store our non-stackable stuff. So all of our items that we're filtering are here from our emeralds, redstone, gunpowder, and our glowstone dust. And then anything that is unstackable will now trickle down through these double chests here. And right now, it goes into a dropper, which can spit into lava, but it's not on any kind of automatic clock. You need to actually manually trigger this, and that's so we can come in here, grab things like our totems, banners, if we want to keep those, because we do, and our potions. And then I'm storing potions here, which we've gotten a few. Banners, we've gotten a ton of, and even totems of undying. This whole slice, I think, is nearly full, and that's on top of this shulker I've got here to put into our ARKs. But yeah, all you gotta do, flip the lever. Items will start spitting out into the little lava there, and yeah, storage is done. In the future, I think I want to put a bee farm up here. I've got those, nests, hives, whatever they're called, down there, and I think this would be a great place to do it. There's really no other entities around here besides our 4 villagers down there, and I could easily fit, a dozen or so little bee flower farm things, and I think that'd be great. It'd be a source of honey that I don't have right now. I don't have any plans for it, but, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But with that, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I learned a lot today. I hope you guys did too, because raid farms, complete mystery to me up until this point. But until next time, you guys have a good one.